Oh, my career's been very checkered. I came to New York originally to be an actress. And, you know, I did a little this, a little that. But I then went to work for Cosmopolitan magazine when Helen Gurley Brown was at the helm. And I sold advertising for fashion. And then from there, after I got married and we traveled a lot, I wanted to do something that just I wanted to do. And a friend of mine from Atlantic City, she wanted to do a book about Atlantic City, but she lived on the coast. So she was involved with the book, but I had done something research for Esquire, and I met Lee Eisenberg. And Lee, at the time, was not the editor-in-chief, but the managing editor, and he spent his childhood going to Atlantic City. And he was enamored with what I had, and he wanted to write the text. And I was very lucky because he's a brilliant writer. And as I worked with him, and you know, the book is very colorful and has lots of wonderful photographs in it. And Lee then brought me on to Esquire magazine as a historical contributing photo editor. I didn't do any contemporary photographs, but I worked very hard on the 50th anniversary issue, and then I worked for other magazines too, Family Circle, and I can't even remember all of them. There were a bunch of them, but I worked for Esquire for many years, and then I also worked for projections on Broadway with Wendell Harrington, and the last gig I had was for 5 years I worked for HBO. I was the historical consultant for Boardwalk Empire. So, you know, and I worked on every movie about Atlantic City and every television show, and you know, I have every article that was ever done, so I have a deep involvement with Atlantic City. And I just finished putting together the Atlantic City Experience, which was based on the Atlantic City Museum that I founded 35 years ago, and now we're back in Boardwalk Hall where my dad was, you know.